Hey, what's up? What's going on? Thanks for hanging out with me here. A little bit of short notice. Well, unless you're watching on the replay, it's not really that short notice because you're on the replay and you're watching this whenever you're dang well and ready to watch it. So, hey, what's up? I'm Russ. This is my little old channel, Dapper Dividends, where we're talking about money, making money, doing that through what am I doing now? Dividend growth investing. And I just thought I'd hop on really quick. No idea how many people are going to be around right now. I know it's a weird time, but I wanted to show you a stock that could potentially be, in my opinion, it might be the strongest stock that is, of course, Darth is on. Um, yeah, I guess, how can I do this? Uh, I don't know. I'm not set up for that. Crap, man. I was just gonna hop on really quick. I wasn't expecting anybody to be on really. Um, I don't know what to do, man. I don't have I guess I got those. I don't know how to send you the link. I'll tell you what, let me talk about this stock really quick. And then if you want to shoot me your email, here, email me here. Let me put it in. There we go. I think I put it in there. Yeah. So just Russ at Dapper Dividends. I'm just going to do the stock really quick for people watching on the replay. And then, yeah, I'll, no, I'm not busy. It's just I'm trying to figure out how to set it up because, yeah. So email me your, there and I'll send you the link. But anyway, so really quickly here, I thought this was funny, and I was thinking, what is I know a lot of people like to think of stocks as cheap, being like cheap in dollar amount. So, I'll go with it. I'll roll with that. And I picked out a stock that I think is pretty solid. And I'd love to know all of your thoughts. And again, if you're watching on the replay, definitely share your thoughts and comments below because I'm going to at least see them and I'd like to know. And it is, where should we start? Why don't we start with, we're going to make this really quick, by the way, but I'm going to share the screen with you fine folks out there in YouTube land. Now we're going to share the entire screen. All right, so here we go. It is none other than Ambev, ticker ABEV. Now, Ambev, you know what we're going to start with? Actually, we will start with, um, we'll start with how about the Morningstar? I don't know if you guys ever look at Morningstar, but this is the Morningstar report. Hold on here. Let me get this set up. I should have done this ahead. Like I said, I just got home and this is really unprofessional. I'm going to put myself on my phone because I don't know. It's goofy to me. I like to make sure I'm working. I'm working it. Anyway, so yeah, Ambev. I don't know how many of you guys like to drink beer out there. I'm a beer drinker. Not a Latin American beer drinker unless it's up here and I can buy it, but I do drink Labatt's, and Labatt's is part of. There we are. I'm on there. Nice. I got it working. We did something right. So they get a 4-star rating from Morningstar, and granted, this is from July of 2022, July 29th, but currently Ambev is $2.88 USD. They have a wide moat rated by Morningstar. Where am I? Seeking Alpha, Simply Safe Dividends, Morningstar. I'm somewhere. And really quickly, I will read to you what they say. By the way, this is in the show notes below. I put the link to this report, and I'll just read you. Sit back, relax. Ambev is the largest brewer in Latin America by volume and the 4th largest beer producer in the world. It produces, distributes, and sells beer and PepsiCo products in Brazil and other Latin American countries. It also owns Argentina's largest brewer, Quinza. Ambev was formed in 1999 through the merger of Brazil's 2 largest beverage companies, Brahma and Antarctica. They combined, and in 2004, Ambev combined with Canadian brewer Labatt, giving Interbrew, now Anheuser-Busch InBev, a controlling interest. So as I understand it, Ambev is basically I don't know, subsidiary. The parent organization is InBev, and this is Ambev. And Ambev, as we will see here in a second. So again, 4-star rating. I think it's really interesting. We'll pop on over to right here. Simply Safe. They're not rated, although they're a $46.1 billion market cap company, large cap, 2.48% current yield. It's a little bit lumpy. It's a little bit lumpy. I'll go over their brands in a second here. Their last raise, 23% in 2021. 10-year CAGR of 12%. You can see it's a little bit lumpy and down. Now, some of this, from what I've witnessed and observed, is the currency exchanges, and you are at foreign currency exchange risk, and with that money as well. The payment details, they do pay annually, and it's been a bit lumpy. And, it says annually now, and I was looking, here we go, at NASDAQ, and I put in ABEV. And let me blow this up for you a little bit more. There we go. Nice and big, right? So looking back, it's kind of weird. In 2016, they had 4 payments. So February, July, November, and December. And then they paid again in January. So then it was 3 payments in January, then 2 payments in 2018, 1 payment in 2020, and 2 payments in 2021. And the last X date was December 20th, 2021. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that the next X date is going to be somewhere toward the end of December. But I don't know. It looks like they were, as we saw, 4 times a year, then 3, then 2, then 1, and then 2. So again, it's pretty lumpy in that regard. But yeah, they don't look too bad. Again, a free cash flow payout ratio of 70%, little bit high. But, if you just want to throw a few stocks in the hopper of something that's, cheap dollar-wise, and it's under $3 right now, free cash flow per share, 86 cents, which they're easily able to cover that annual payout of 7 cents per share. I can't highlight that. Anyway, so 7 cents. And sales growth dropped down a little bit, currently 16% the last 12 months. Sales up and to the right. I mean, you like to see that. Again, 15.9 billion shares outstanding. It has been locked in there basically since 2014. Return on invested capital and return on equity have been coming down a little bit, but still 18% ROIC and 17% ROE. Still pretty nice, I think. We'd have to look into these. I didn't pull up the net debt numbers, but it does look like they are able to cover the interest on their debt. So what brands do they have? Again, not rated by the old SSD. And this was in Portuguese because Brazil speaks Portuguese primarily. So thank you, Google Translate. And their brands, not too many I'm familiar with. Beck's, obviously. If you've had any of these, which are your favorite? And let me see if I can make it just a touch bigger for those of you that are on your phones and maybe your eyesight isn't so good anymore. But a lot of these I've never heard of. Budweiser, obviously, they distribute. Again, remember, this is primarily Latin America and Canada, up in the Great White North. Goose Island, this must be them distributing it down to Latin America, because as what I understand, I remember when AB InBev bought Goose Island. That's a Chicago-based beer. Goose Island is a little sliver of land here in Chicago that's in it's pretty much an island. It's a stretch of land that the Chicago River split. Anyway, those of you here. So Franziskaner, Corona, Kona Brewing, Michelob. So you see they have a lot of brands, Skull, Spot, and Stella Artois. As somebody that drinks beer, I think that's kind of cool. And again, this is Ambev, not AB InBev, which I believe is ticker BUD, Budweiser. But this is what they do. This is their, I didn't even click on these. They got draft beer apparently. And, okay, now we're getting, anyway, so Brahma. And let me see that one energy drink. And it's gone. I don't know. Okay, you see what I mean? We're back to Portuguese here. I am not fluent in Portuguese, but anyway, you got a good little flavor. of some of what they do. And again, under $3 a share, can't translate. All right, we're gonna just nix that. So yeah, that's oh, there we go. That was for later. The stock futures for tomorrow. I was looking down 31 points for the Dow. S&P currently futures are down 40 points. The VIX is up 1%, 100 points on the VIX. So it's looking like tomorrow potentially might open up down as things are like that. So anyway, let me stop sharing this. That was what I whipped up here with the AB, not AB InBev. That was Bud. By the way, here, let me just show you guys that. Let me throw that up on the screen, right? Throw it up. Let's see here. Now, what do I want to share? Yeah, entire screen. Let's see. Bud. I'm just curious what they get. I don't think I've ever looked them up. They have a dividend safety score of, you can do it, not rated. That's interesting. 1.8% dividend yield. Oh, so it is. That's right. It is a foreign company. Sometimes they don't rate the foreign companies. Let's see where they in Leuven, Belgium. Cool. They were founded in 1366. They've been around for a minute, but yeah, this is the parent company, and they're $46 a share. Stop sharing that. You guys don't need to see that. So, what do you guys think of, as I try and pull up my my email to send it to my buddy Darth? Let me see here. So what do you guys think of Ambev? Would you invest in Ambev with it being under under $3 a share? All right, let me do this. Let me get my link. Invite. I'm going to invite Darth in. Copy to clipboard. Thanks for being patient here. Reply to him. You guys know me, stumbling, fumbling, bumbling. Let's see here. All right. That'll be fun. Get to talk to somebody else. I didn't know who was going to be on. It was so last minute. I was debating even coming on. And let's see. I think I sent that to him. So if I'm going to talk to the man, I'm going to have to hear him. So how am I going to do this? Hold on. Yeah, that shouldn't matter. That should just be that. You guys can still hear me, right? I'm still on. Here he is. All right, let me bring him on. All right.
Hey, what's going on? Oh, am I muted?
No, I got you. I can hear you.
Hey, how are you?
What's up, man?
I'm on here. I actually did my first collaboration with Matt Money yesterday, or was it Friday and today? So I just hopped on here. I guess you were on here, so I'm like, I'm not doing any homework right now, so might as well just hop on and say what's up. Yeah. By the way, congratulations, 100 shares of Pepsi. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's if it comes down, I might want to pick up one more. It's gonna be tempting. So my average is 150, and you know, I'm comfortable at the 100, and I was selling some options on it, and I got a little bit cute trying to get a little bit bigger option premium, and I got close to having them called away. But obviously, I would have been able to sell cash secured put, get back in. But you know what? I don't know. I'm just comfortable holding them now, and you know what? Oh, dude, the Browns. Did they beat the Steelers? I don't remember. Yeah. They played Thursday night.
It's kind of weird. People are like, Browns, you know, I just posted my real life Instagram, like the scene with Kramer where he like is smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer. He said, here's to feeling good all the time. Literally made a post. I'm like, this is how it feels when Ohio State wins and the Browns win. Northeast Ohio. It's a rare sight, you know?
Yeah. Oh, dude, this will be lost on some people, but Nick Chubb, what was he thinking? Dude, go down at the 1 yard line. You don't need that touchdown for your third touchdown. Cost them the game. That's yeah, man, that was hate seeing that. Let me give a shout real quick to Freedom Stacker. This is another fellow YouTuber, talks about money with the $5 super sticker. Dude, thank you. I appreciate that.
Good stuff.
Yeah, man. I always tell everybody check out his channel, and yeah, I don't know. Do you do anything with coins, precious metals at all? Do you collect anything?
No, not really. I mean, some people are pretty specific in what they invest in or what they, because people can make really good money with holding on to them long term. I do not. I think the only thing I have like that's like a commodity is Beanie Babies. I'll probably eventually sell them. That was a long time ago.
God, man, that yeah, my friend's sister-in-law works for Ty right out of here in oh not Oak Brook. I don't know. It's somewhere in one of the suburbs right by me, the corporate office. And yeah, oh dude, it's insane. She's worked there for over 20 years. She has a room full of and she won't sell them. I'm like, you know what these are worth? She won't sell them.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I'm eventually going to sell them. I need to figure out how to start selling them and stuff. A lot of people, know what they're doing, but I'm like, hold on, let me look into it first before I start selling them.
Yeah, I'd worry about the market drying up. I don't know, as long as people collect them. But um,
You get some
yeah,
weirdos that'll buy it. So I mean, it's crazy. I bought the one bull because I was a big Bulls fan, like Michael Jordan back in the day with Chicago.
oh
I have
yeah.
like that Beanie Baby one, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, you're from that area, right?
I,
Illinois.
I'm I'm outside of Chicago, so right now I'm probably 25 minutes west of like the Loop area, the downtown area. If you hop
Right.
on the expressway and there's no traffic, because there's a lot of traffic around here. But
Oh,
yeah, if there's no traffic, then I'm about 25 minutes away from the city. But the
right.
problem is that maybe now on a Sunday night at like 9, whatever, 8 o'clock, there's going to be no traffic. But yeah, man. So Matt Money, you talk with him, huh?
Yeah,
That was your first collab talking with
yeah,
somebody,
pretty
or?
much. It was a lot of fun. I went on like Friday night, and it was like, let's just wing it. Like it was the night before since I started travel nursing, I stopped at my parents' house because the local hospital is like within 50 miles, with
Mhm.
that stipend. So I'm like, okay. So I'll just hop on, start chatting with Matt, and it was fun. And then we went on about 2 hours today. It was just like a wing it thing. So
Wow.
now, like, since I have more time now with like I'm not taking classes anymore. You can really like send me a text message and like, all right, sure, I'll hop on,
Okay.
for
All
about
right.
20
Yeah.
minutes. So,
Yeah.
but
So what do you think of Ambev? Because I know some people like I usually don't talk about like the cheap stocks, and I don't know. So it's funny you mentioned homework. We were apple picking today, and I don't know, it kind of threw my day off. When then we went by my brother-in-law's house, we ate dinner there, and I was gonna hang out, but my daughters both forgot conveniently that they have homework today. So it's Sunday night, and I was like, I'll jump on for a little bit, and I whipped up a topic like that, kind of pulled it out of the air. But yeah, it's interesting, man. I mean, I don't know. What do you think of Ambev? Would you ever invest in a company like that? You're a
mm,
beer drinker too, right?
yeah, I mean, I'm drinking bourbon right now as a gift I had for my birthday. Cleveland whiskey. I mean, somebody gave it to me from work, so I'm like, okay. But I don't know the dividend growth, a little bit. I think if you look at beverage ones with Diego, is that how you say it? DEO. I
I
like
don't.
that.
I can never say it.
Yeah,
Diego. I think it's D8. I don't know.
that one is like the real deal. I
Yep.
mean, wine and spirits and stuff. That one's really hot. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, go
something I don't know that I just thought of that I don't know if any of you know that are watching. So Ambev is I don't know, I guess the giant. So the parent, there I go, combining two words with giant, child and parent. So the parent is AB InBev. So
ahead.
I always wonder, like with Ambev being its own entity, like do they have to kick anything to the parent? So I don't know. I'd have to look at how that goes, but maybe it's because I don't
Hmm.
know, because they're foreign. I don't know.
I'm not sure on that, but I can tell you that they have acquired some breweries over here. I'm pretty sure they acquired what was it? One of the breweries out here in Cleveland, because I'm from Northeast Ohio in Willoughby.
Hmm.
My brother's like a big beer snob, and he's like, "Oh, I can't drink, Anheuser Busch because they just suck up, breweries." But they're starting to do that, and gosh, what is it? I'll have to once it crosses my mind, but they're doing that, and I think that's huge for them because they keep the business strategy, the hops and all that, but they're still making money. So, they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
But
they did that here with Goose Island. I remember I have a friend who won't drink Goose Island anymore
yeah,
because uh, being a European company acquiring them, he's like, well, it's Budweiser. That was a big. Do you remember all that when people
yeah,
were saying Budweiser's now owned by a European company?
yeah,
You know?
yeah, that was recent. And then Constellation Brands, that's another one. Good
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, Clifford, great point. That's a solid one. There's a company that I invested in, like real estate crowdfunding, Palmia Beer, and they're hoping that they can get acquired by actually have it on my fridge, but they're hoping they can get like acquired with a company like possibly Constellation Brands or something, like is a, if you want to call it a SPAC or a buyout. But
Mhm.
I mean, that's a really good one. I mean, people like beer, people like alcoholic beverages. I don't see that changing at all. I
No, and
mean,
especially in recessionary times, people
yeah.
seem to find ways to keep buying smokes and booze. Yeah.
Altria, yeah. I
Oh
mean,
God,
being a nurse, it doesn't matter how much you educate people that have COPD and smoke; they're still going to do it. I mean, even people that have oxygen on them. Like I had a patient one time, literally, we had a code, so I had to run, keep an eye on these patients. All the nurses over there. She
Mhm.
sneaks out the floor, she smokes a cigarette, comes right back, with an oxygen tank on. I mean, people just don't care. People smoke through trachs. I mean, it's a sin stock for a reason.
Yeah,
I mean, Altria and Philip Morris, they're going to be strong. And then vaping is like worse than cigarette smoking because of the
yeah,
like oils and stuff, and people are still going to do it.
yeah. When I was at the Indy 500, I was talking with an acquaintance who's, I think he's 19, 20, 21, and he's been vaping. And he's like, dude, he's like, I started like 2 years ago. He's like, I just do it every day, all day long. I'm like, do you worry? Like, why don't you? He's like, I don't know. Seems okay. It's like, Jesus, man. I'm like, but yeah. And then the whole time I noticed constantly, all the time, vaping, all the time.
Yeah. I remember when it started getting big, I was like driving, well, right before it started getting big, I was driving my car. I see all this smoke coming out of somebody's car on the road, and I thought the car caught on fire.
Me too.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh my God, that car's
Yeah.
on fire.
Yeah.
911.
But I mean, I work with nurses and they smoke. They don't care. I mean, it's
Yeah.
sad. They vape, they smoke. It's sad. I mean, people in healthcare do it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of funny. I know I've talked about, I think I tweeted out, I love addictive stocks and I've put in there like Apple, McDonald's, PepsiCo, like
Yeah.
Coca-Cola. And you
Yeah.
could
I
make a
mean,
case for anything being addictive.
right. And I bring up with stocks. I mean, are they in demand? Yes, because people use them. And it's sad. It doesn't matter. And Altria knows it. And Philip Morris and British
Yeah.
American Tobacco, they put on their website smoking's bad. It doesn't matter. I mean, people are going to smoke. It's sad. It really is.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was when I was in Australia, when I was in the Navy back in the 90s, on their, oh, it was awful on the cigarette packs. They had
Mhm.
pictures of like literally like this what's the word I'm looking at? Emphysema, lungs with
Yeah,
emphysema, like
emphysema, yeah, expansion of the lungs, like they get hyperinflated. Yeah.
yeah, like but they would literally show it was disgusting, like what a
Mhm.
lung that's advanced with emphysema looks like. And
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, even worse, like being in NP school, nurse practitioner school, like they showed us pictures of people that get bladder cancer and like the bladders of people, like it looks like tar inside their bladder, and people don't care. It's crazy.
that's what's that from? What's that primarily
It's
from?
just the tar collection from people smoking inside their
Oh,
bladder.
I never knew that. See, we
No,
learned
it's
something
crazy.
here.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, and the nice thing about being in healthcare, you start seeing the products that these companies like AbbVie, Pfizer, I mean, just popular products, blood pressure meds and stuff, and those companies are going to be strong in the long run. Like, there's a rise in obesity, there's a rise in hypertension, there's a rise in diabetes. I mean, these pharmaceutical companies are just drooling right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I know people that have had unhealthy lifestyles and they just go right to the pharmaceuticals, right to the drugs. And I do worry. Do you have any worries about what the Inflation Reduction Act is going to do? Like I had sold off some Merck. I was starting to try and build up 100 shares of Merck, but man, I just think there's some murkiness with the government that's going to be able to negotiate, the drug prices. And I don't know. I just don't know the extent of it. And we don't know exactly what, when, where, how many. So I don't know. And that's,
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, you have to look into it. I mean, those guys always adapt and they always come out strong. So
yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, they run the show pretty much. I mean, it's ridiculous with how expensive IV medications are, and buying power and all this. So Pfizer has. I mean, I can't even tell you. Like I've posted numerous videos on Pfizer, like antibiotics and stuff that they have in the hospital, and they're people need them. I mean, you get a really bad urinary tract infection. They have Rocephin. They have a lot of products. So, I mean, they're still going to be strong and make money. People are going to get sick. People are going to get sicker. So it's crazy. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're healthy. I'm healthy. But once you walk out in public, it's like, what is going on, people? Ryan's really healthy too. His wife is really healthy. I mean, you just get outside and then it's like you just see how bad and unhealthy people are, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Really.
So we're definitely going to always have that medical. I mean, it's needed. Healthcare is needed. And yeah, I think it's interesting that so what do you think? Let me get a few of your thoughts, your
Yeah.
temperature on 3M. I mean, you use a lot of their, it's, what's funny? You use a lot of their products and you know who else uses a lot of their products? I use a lot of their products
Yeah.
in my trade. It's crazy, like abrasive discs and hearing
Yep.
protection, reflective vests,
Yeah.
gloves. I mean, I use so many 3M products, and we're in completely different trades and industries.
Yeah. I mean, I have a Whitman stethoscope. I'll actually get my book bag right here. I mean, that's one of the most popular brands they have right here. I got a Whitman stethoscope right here.
Okay.
And I mean, that's one of the most popular brands that they give to people in healthcare. They have tape. I mean, that's a big thing that they sell.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have like so many like EKG stickers, like everything. I mean, sure they may get a huge lawsuit, but I don't think it's gonna like destroy them. I mean, I'm not giving financial advice or anything,
Yep.
but it's just like those guys are so strong. I mean, they're so in demand. I mean, a 3M mask and stuff for the
Mm-hmm.
COVID, even though like they'll make you work sick with COVID now, it's kind of ridiculous. But
Oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah, they're not taking it very serious, in my honest opinion. But it is what it is now. Luckily, this new variant's not as bad. But yeah, you have to wear those masks. People are going to get sick. You get people that are asymptomatic that are totally fine, and we have to mask up and gown up with 3M products, being nurses. So you see the 3M logo right on, the protective masks and everything that you have and protective equipment. So, people are going to have TB. Well, it's not
Mm-hmm.
as bad over here, but unless people are in jail or something like that. But COVID's still around, so they're still going to make money with that. They have protective caps. So if you have an IV, they have these little green caps that you put on, chlorhexidine caps on IVs. That protects hospital-acquired infections. So you put caps on that. You put caps on IVs. They have just so many things. Lighting changes,
Everywhere.
the central lines. I mean, gosh, what else do they have? I just discharged a patient with, a 3M like wound vac. So that's another
Mm.
thing. They have so many things that they bring to the table.
Now it
So
is interesting though that they're spinning off that healthcare, but all of the healthcare that's going to be its own company, and as things are right now, it's completely going to be free of any of the PFAS, the forever chemicals, or the earplug
mhm.
litigation. And yeah, they're trying to block that spinoff because they're looking at it as like a very valuable asset of the company. They're
Yeah,
putting away where it can't be touched by litigation. And That's going to be interesting. But 3M is going to retain I don't remember what the number is offhand, a portion that they plan on selling off over time. But yeah, I think there's going to be a price to pay, but I don't think it's going to sink them. Again, like you said, my opinion could be completely wrong. And whatever they do, if it is a large number, I think
Right.
it's going to be prorated over years. It's not going to be all one lump sum due immediately. So, yeah, I
Right.
think they'll survive it, but
Well, right. I mean, look at all these other companies, looking the other way, getting in trouble, and they're still fine. Johnson and Johnson with the baby powder.
yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, they're still strong.
Yeah,
They,
they were able to do the Texas two-step with J&J by spinning that off into its own business, then
yeah,
immediately declaring bankruptcy, and then they fund a trust with it to pay out litigation claims, which limits how much, they can't go after the parent, they can't go after J&J, which is, would be unlimited. So yeah, but yeah, so that Indiana, I think it was Indiana, I don't remember how it worked. Federal judge blocked the Texas two-step, they call it, for 3M, which was a pretty big blow. But I don't know. You're gonna buy any more? I've told people I'd probably throw a few more in the hopper when it's around 90s, mid 90s, which isn't too far. We're at what 112
I
this
don't
week.
have any
So
shares in 3M right now. I'm getting really aggressive with the REITs and the financial sector right now because they're hit hard. And then
yeah.
I'm going to start getting a little bit more conservative. But I'm just going heavy into those sectors right now. It's a risk, but I've looked at high yield stocks. I mean, that are big risks, and I'll take that risk and see what happens. But yeah, I'm right now just going heavy in the REITs and business development companies and financial companies like Jackson Financial
Hmm.
and AFC Gamma, which is a mortgage-backed real estate investment trust, kind of like focused on the cannabis industry and stuff. So um, I'm just going to be a little risky right now, and then with some play money, and then start being more conservative with 3M, looking at Pepsi. Start buying more
Hmm.
shares of Coca-Cola. I have Coca-Cola, so that's what I'm doing right now. Just because there's a little bit of a dip, I'm just going to start capitalizing and seeing what happens. VTRS is another one. They're like $8 right now. I'm going to be loading up on them this week as well.
Beatrice, right? They were. Oh God, who are they spun off out of?
Pfizer.
That's right. That's
And,
right.
and they have a lot of products that are very popular. I just posted a video on them. I mean, they have statins, they have gabapentin and Lyrica, so people that are diabetic, so
Hmm.
rising diabetes. So people have diabetic neuropathy, like nerve pain in their hands and feet. So they take gabapentin and Lyrica, and unfortunately, they're controlled substances now because people are abusing them. And I know it's a shame. They have nitroglycerin sublingual, so people that have chest pain, they take it under their tongue. They have a lot of antipsychotic, mood swinger medications. So they're pretty cheap right now, and they have a lot of products in demand. So that's another thing that's interesting. Hopefully that train in the background wasn't too loud.
No, that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine, man. I was just yeah. I was talking to James's point here. I looked up. Yeah, it shows that 3M has over 60,000 products in
Yeah.
their portfolio.
I mean,
I mean,
and
that's
they make so much money, it's ridiculous. I mean, they could be in damage control and be totally fine.
yeah.
That's
I think they're gonna be all right.
insurance for a reason, to cover yourself.
Yeah, I know. I rubbed a few people the wrong way, and I know some people don't like to hear it, but there's a lot. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of veterans that are going to be going for a cash grab, and it's a funny thing when I don't know. I always want to be how I say things, but when I always hear that every veteran is an American hero, I always like, I served with a lot of people that were liars, cheats, and thieves. And I mean, it was
Sounds good.
crazy, dude. We had people get lockers broken into, like in our division. Like it was crazy. People would steal stuff. And,
Yeah, it's
you
like
know,
healthcare too. I know. I mean, you're supposed to be a hero, and there's people screwing people over and cheating on their husband and wives at work. So morale
yeah,
picture.
I didn't even get into that. But yeah, I mean, it's just, anyway, but I've said, my hope is that the people that were truly affected, then I hope they get what's coming to them. But when lawyers are throwing it out there. Like, if
Yeah,
you're in the military from these dates,
right.
like sign up. But yeah, I don't know how, like, I mean, I have tinnitus. I have constant ringing in my ears.
Hmm.
And, like, I'm sure clubs and concerts contributed to a lot of that, and working with tools and not wearing the proper hearing protection.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know how you would prove how much came from back then. I don't know. That's for the courts to decide, I guess.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I'm sure they'll be like, here's a settlement. It's like Deshaun Watson. Here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. It just we're good.
Yeah,
Just take the
yeah.
money. We're good. You're out.
They'll come up with a number. Oh, D Watt, yeah, Deshaun Watson, by the way. You guys are gonna. What do you think about that? You looking forward to him? I mean, is he gonna be the savior?
Look, they're all wrong. I mean, I was out with a guy in my exercise physiology program that I ran into. I haven't seen
Hmm.
him in years in downtown Welby, and he was kind of telling me about the lifestyle of him being a physical therapist working with the Major League Baseball team, and I'm like, seems like they all are like that. You know, it's just a matter of getting caught. So it's a different lifestyle that you and I are used to. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to expect too in this day and age that, I mean, dude, you got to be careful with the cameras everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has a video camera on them. It's just,
Well, I
I
can
don't
tell
know.
you. I can tell you. I mean, Kareem Hunt's from Willoughby, Ohio, and I've seen Kareem Hunt out when he drinks, and he better hold his liquor.
Really.
He's a little wild, so I'm glad he toned it down because he cannot handle his liquor.
Yeah, and a lot of it too is just these young kids. I mean, young kids
Yeah,
flush with fame and money. I mean, it's easy to sit back and say like, I would never do that, but I don't know. I don't know.
kids are treated like gods, and that's what happens. Things happen.
Here we go. Let me see. What did Clifford say? Vet YouTubers say go through disability as part of your separation and claim hearing loss because you can probably get something. Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't really seen them, but I do remember. I have some level of disability, but you know what it was. Now I'm remembering is hearing loss. Is that it's like we as people lose hearing just naturally over time, but if they're it's almost guaranteed that if you spent 4 years in the military, you're going to have less hearing than when you went in, even if you did everything right. Yeah, like that's what I said. Even if you did everything right, I went to a bunch of punk shows and metal shows when I was in the Navy. So how would you possibly quantify how much hearing loss was from me standing next to a giant ass speaker as opposed to hearing protection not working properly? I don't know. I don't know. It's a messy situation, but
Yeah,
I still
I see. I agree. I see where you're going. There's so many variables that can change things.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
like,
hard. But it's hard. I mean, there's people that were truly affected, and I really hope those people
yeah,
are
I
get
agree.
get what's coming to them. But yeah, that's cool, man. I don't know. That's cool that you were able to jump on. I don't even know how long I was going to do this. I'll do a few more minutes.
Yeah, I can hang out. I mean, I'm not going to
What
bed.
was your last video about? It's
We just talked about investing, Fundrise, dividend investing strategies. Like, are you talking about Matt Money and I, or just
no,
my?
just your video. Like, yeah, or either. It doesn't matter. What'd you
Uh,
guys talk about? Fundrise, interesting. Here we go. So, why do you invest in Fundrise and also REITs? What's the big benefit of Fundrise? This is something I've wondered about.
do you have a Fundrise account?
I don't. I know it's like, isn't
Yeah,
it crowdsourced real estate
yeah,
investing?
crowdfunding
Yeah.
real estate.
Yeah.
So people like you and I, we're busy, and I would love to own like real estate or be a part of a pool, but those guys do the job for me. So it's a private REIT, and they do a really good job. They're pretty transparent in what they do. They have an E fund, and they have growth REITs, E rates, E funds, and they're starting to ramp up, which is exciting. So we just discussed that. He only invests in like two REITs. Matt's very knowledgeable. I mean, he's way more knowledgeable than me when it comes to investing. So it's great to, understand something from the dividend investing elder. He's
Hmm.
like Iron Chef. He's like the Iron Chef Mario Batali. you know. And it's just really good to understand philosophies because I'm still learning. He's like,
Mhm.
well, he didn't realize that I started dividend investing in 2018, 2019. So I'm still
Yeah,
new to this.
that's
So
about me. Yeah,
yeah, it's
2018.
just understanding philosophies and exchanging philosophies, and you can build on that. So he likes SPY. I mean, he likes. We were discussing like really good companies and stocks and how they grow and stuff. Like he likes Johnson and
Mhm.
how many shares he owns and realty income. He makes $100 a month in realty income. Isn't that like insane?
That's crazy. That's
But we just exchanged philosophies, and I think it was really good just to discuss also the FinTwit, DibTwit community, how we're growing. So it's
Mhm.
pretty exciting just seeing like a lot of us grow and our channels grow.
Yeah, I was just looking, realty income is 0.248 cents, so almost 25 cents a share a month. So he's
Yeah,
got quite a few shares there
he's
to
doing
be.
really well, and yeah, he's very sharp. So I just let him talk the whole time. Mostly just sat back and went from there. So it was really good to exchange philosophies and see what his thoughts are, and eventually I'll grow a pair and start options soon.
Yeah,
But
well, it depends on what. I mean, options inherently are way riskier than just holding stocks. But
mhm,
I've made almost 2 grand, 2,000 this year
yeah, it's
on
great.
options. But it is hard right now when the market is down. It's really hard to sell options, which was always my worry with like QYLD and
Mhm.
XYLD and RYLD and all the covered call. Well, one of those I think is a short, but yeah, for all of those covered call ETFs, I was always wondering like, well, how are they going to generate all this income if we hit a
Yeah.
severe recession? I mean, because like put it this way, basically, so like Intel is one of mine. I bought
Mhm.
100 shares. I sold a
Great
cash
stuff.
secured put at $47. Dude, I'm down almost 2 grand on them. Like I can't to get any kind of premium right now. I would be selling an option, not going out years, but if I was to go out even a month, I'm probably going to sell a $30 strike. But my cost basis is 47, so it's way below, and that just doesn't make sense. So in that case, if my shares were to get called away, I would lose money. Obviously, unless I'm trying to tax loss harvest, which I
Mhm.
may indeed do. Do you tax loss harvest at all?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's something I've done a few times. And for anybody watching, what that means is you can claim up to $3,000. You can lower your taxable income. You can deduct up to $3,000 off by selling stock that you're down on. And the only catch is they have the wash rule. You can't buy the same thing within 30 days. So, wait 31 days and you can buy that again. But so I may do that with Intel by the end of the year, but it's kind of simple. All I would do is I would sell Intel, get the cash and then put that money into like Qualcomm or, Nvidia or AMD, one like a light company. If
Yeah.
you were to do it with Exxon, well then just buy Chevron. And that way if something crazy happens with Chevron, usually it's going to pull the sector up with it. Um yeah, so your cash isn't just sitting out there, but yeah, because then if you were to buy more, if I were to sell Intel and buy more Intel in 25 days, well, that violates the wash rule and it negates that loss. I can't claim that on my taxes. So, um, yeah, it's an interesting thing selling options, and I'm dividend stockpile. Jeremy, you've probably seen around
Yeah,
Twitter.
he's a good guy.
Yeah, so I used to try and do a month out with selling my options. And he's the one that got me into doing weekly. And it's kind of nice, trying to sell on like Monday or Tuesday and not really having to hold over the weekend.
Hmm.
Because all options always expire on Friday. So it takes a while to learn, man. And I'm still learning, still making mistakes, but not as many. And I am definitely on the plus side. But the beautiful thing with covered calls is if you do it right, you cannot lose money. It is impossible to lose money.
Right.
You're just capped on your upside. So, like I always make that joke if I don't know, if you were to sell a covered call on realty income for $70 and then somehow they discover the cure for cancer, they shoot up to $1,000 a share. Well, you're only getting $70 a share. So, yeah, but there's risk plus minus for
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah, there's some people that mash it up pretty well. Matt Money is pretty good with that. So is Hidden Freedom.
I'm gonna have to talk to him. We'll should talk to him too. Get him
Yeah,
out
we were
there.
talking about doing like a huge collaboration, like all of us together.
Oh, that would be fun. I'd be in for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There you go. Let's see, Clifford. With bond yields rising, one would consider adding increasing bond investments. I don't invest in bonds. Do you?
The
Yeah, I
only,
don't.
the only Bond I like is James Bond. That's all I
Yeah. So what worries me about bonds is unless it's like a tip, Treasury inflation protected security, because your money's still going to be eroded. Like, yeah, you get that set coupon and you don't have the volatility. And I've talked about this where as the bond yields are rising, that's going to start sucking investment away from dividend stocks. But then they're going to drop and those yields are going to go up. So I'm just going to keep buying dividend stocks. But your money is stagnant. You put $100 in a bond, you're going to get that coupon on it, whatever the yield is. But if it's 2 years from now, well, that $100 that you're going to get back has been eroded by inflation. So, yeah, I know there's real yields and people do videos on that, but yeah, man, I don't know. The only time I guess I would consider a bond is if I was, like a conservative retiree and you're already receiving that cash.
Yeah.
But that would be a thing for a CPA to answer. And yeah, I wouldn't. Look at this, Alexis. Makes me think. Do you ever watch Schitt's Creek?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I love Schitt's
Being
Creek.
in NP school, it's like
Yeah.
I just study and do YouTube videos and work out. That's pretty much it.
Anyway, what's up, Alexis? And if you're a female, there's not a lot of females in this space. I'd love to see more. Those of you that watch Casey, she's dude, crazy smart, young woman, and she knows more than I do. I'll say that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Chris, he sold his first covered call last 2 weeks. Nice. AMD in the Roth, nice. Yeah, I made 105. 87 shares of Google, and then we'll do the same. Yeah, so he's trying to build up his shares to get Google to 100. Oh, buddy, it's getting cheaper. So, yeah, so that's cool in the Roth. Nice because it's a retirement account. You don't have to worry about paying any. What's the words I'm looking for? It's been a long day. It's the retirement account, so you're not paying any capital gains. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I also brought up with Matt Money. I'm still upset about this. Disney with their dividend. They never resume their dividend. Isn't that terrible?
I don't know when they're going to do. I don't know what they're waiting for.
I mean, he brought up some really good points and why they shouldn't do it, but being innovative. But they make so much money, they got to give something back to investors. I mean, the big thing too with college football, with their expansion and with them part ownership with ESPN, making a crap load of money with that college football playoff, like expanding. That's going to be huge. And you being like Chicago, I mean, like Northwestern's really good. They're starting to catch up there with football and stuff, and that's exciting to see.
Are they really? Because I don't know. I don't. We went to a Northwestern game when Saquon Barkley, who was playing tomorrow night. I know that because I play Dynasty Fantasy Football. So
yeah,
which actually, we're the last end of the show here. I'll talk about it. I don't care. Yeah, fantasy football ruined football for me in a good way because I used to be just a diehard Bears fan, live and die with the Bears, always watching the Bears. And then I got into fantasy and, oh man, that made me a fan of the entire league, so right now, like Saquon Barkley is one of my running backs. I know he's playing tomorrow night, the big Giants and Dallas game. And anyway, so when he was on Penn State, we went to Northwestern. It sucked, man. Dude, it was terrible. It was like a glorified high school game up there at Northwestern. They got smoked by Penn State. It wasn't even close. But we actually, 2 or 3 weeks ago, the home opener, we went to Notre Dame. So that's my second year in a row going to South Bend. Dude, I love it. It's such a good time there. It's so fun.
It's funny. Go ahead.
Oh, it was too hot. It was like 92 or 3 with the real feel, full full sun. It was not fun, but
It's funny.
the temperature.
I went to high school, Catholic high school, and we were a daughter school of Notre Dame. So we went to visit Notre Dame. They brought us over there for a game when we played Mishawaka. But it's so funny because, I'm an Ohio State fan, so I don't care. I'm a Buckeye Catholic, being in Ohio and stuff with Notre Dame and all that. But, yeah, they have a huge tradition and stuff. And, you have all these colleges. I mean, these athletes in these colleges, the revenue that's being made, it's like going to be ridiculous with ESPN, with this expansion of the playoff. I mean, the first year that they had the college football playoff, it had more views than I think the first few weeks of the NFL playoffs. So, I mean, this is going to be huge. I mean, this is more reasons that Disney should hike their or start their dividend. I mean, you got the Marvel movies, you got LucasArts, you got Star Wars. I mean, Lucasfilms.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, not even maybe even just a token dividend, but I know there was some talk about that a few weeks back with Disney being, I don't know, not rumored, but that they should spin off ESPN into its own company. And Bob Chapek, basically said, no, it's not going anywhere. It's not leaving Disney. But I don't know. They should do the dividend. I bought them for my kids. They're still holding it with their stimmy funds, the stimmy money.
Mm-hmm.
They I started brokerage accounts for them at Schwab, and
nice.
They are or custodial accounts. When they turn 21, then they can take control of it. But yeah, we bought Disney with it because it was a dividend, and I was using it as a lesson to show them, like, hey, look, you're getting, dividends from Disney. But I don't know. Anyway, all right, we got a few minutes left. I might end it soon, but
sure.
I was gonna just do 30 minutes or so, and I was on the fence about doing this because it was literally like 25 minutes before I went on. I put that with the thumbnail together, and I was like, I don't know. I'd threw that thing together. So what do you have coming up on your channel? What's some?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, next Sunday, I think we're planning a thing with Mr. Ryan Williams.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. I mean, we're in that, down a cell phone right here. I got an old phone. I got to get a new one. Look at how old this is.
What do you got? What is that?
iPhone 4S. The battery, memory or strength is 62%. So literally, I have to keep it plugged in at all times.
That's funny.
I'm going to be getting a new one soon. But in our text message, we're just trying to get it down. But I'm open to. I mean, I can just tell you my schedule and stuff. I can text you either or. I mean, I'm doing I think 3 rotations this week, and then working and stuff. But Sunday should be okay. Yeah,
as long as it's not early morning. So we are.
No way.
Yeah, the wife and I are going to Chicago. Dude, I'm going to be gone all next Saturday. We have a concert originally we were going to. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. They're like a punk super group, and all they do is they play covers. So if anybody likes, want to hear some punk, they've done really well. Good singing, like John Denver, show tunes, Broadway. They'll do just like Paul Abdul, just 50s music. It's a lot of fun. And then we're going to Cubs and Reds. There you go. Ohio team, Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm sure you're more of a Guardians now guy, or
I still call them the Indians.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do.
I didn't watch a single game, but I will during the playoffs. I'm not a fan of the owner, Dolan. He's cheap. So
so it's going to be, it's in what got my wife's attention. There's a company called Home Run in Pizza. And for their 75th anniversary, they want to have be in the Guinness Book of World Record for the world's largest pizza party. So if you have tickets to the Cubs game right outside Wrigley, they're doing you have to RSVP, and they're going to give you 2 slices of pizza and a cup of water. And at the same time, everybody's supposed to eat the pizza, and we'll be in the Guinness Book of World Records. So
That's awesome.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I just saw free pizza. I was like, I'm in. Oh, here we go, real quick. Yeah, this is Aaron. Yeah, 3M. We talked a little bit about 3M. Sum it up in a nutshell. We think that they're going to be okay. They're going to get hit with lawsuits and litigation. They're going to have to pay something, but I don't think it's going to bankrupt them. And we both said we could be wrong. Clifford saw a movie once about the owners of the Indians being cheap.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Joseph said he didn't know I was going live. Dude, it was so...
Wing it. Yeah, we just did a wing it pretty much.
Yeah.
I made a comment. I'm like, hey, I'll hop on.
Yeah, it was last minute, and I'm surprised I even had as many as we did. I thought it was literally going to be like 3 people, and I would have been fine with it. But anyway, man, so I appreciate you. I appreciate you stopping on by. And hey, Clifford, what's the name of that movie before I hang up here?
Major League.
Oh, is it Major League?
Yeah, I think so.
I'd love to know. Yeah, I remember Major League. That was God, that was in the Charlie Sheen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, maybe it was it. Anyway. All righty. Well, that's it. I'm gonna head up. I'm gonna have a couple beers, couple cold ones, unwind, get ready for the week ahead. And yeah, man, thank you for coming on. And definitely Darth Dividend's YouTube channel. Gotta check it out. Gotta go there and do your due diligence on his channel. So, all right, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here you go. All right. He said, yeah, Major League and a sequel. Cool. I haven't watched that in forever. So, all right, buddy. I'm gonna hang up, and we'll be texting hopefully next Sunday.
Yeah, definitely.
The stars in the sky will align, and we'll all be able to hop on. So,
you want to try doing it like, I don't know, 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern time or something like that?
Oh, that'd be fine with me. That'd be perfect.
I'll look at mine. Yeah. But I think I should be good.
All right. We'll talk during the week, man. So,
all right,
everybody, talk to all you all later. Peace.
All right. You guys take care. Have a great weekend.